everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Crystal from Chris Creates Plans, and today we are going to be talking about pens, specifically Tombow dual brush pens. I have here some swatches. I have the 108 set, and we're just going to do a little chit chat video about them, and I'll show you some color comparisons, and I'll show you how they write, how they compare to, let's say like a paper mate flare pen. And yeah, we're just gonna hang out. So like I said, this is the 108 set, the Tombow. It comes in, so I've had this for quite some time. I've had this for a while. The set for a while. I got it on Groupon. I got an excellent deal on them, so they do last pretty long. What's really cool about this case is it flares out like this. So if I am planning in my planners or doing anything that I need a specific color pen for, I can just have this in my area, spread it out like this, and then just glance at all the beautiful colorful pens, and it's great. It's a good visual. So I think the case is really neat. The pen itself, so I'll pick out just a random color so you can see. So it is a water-based pen. And how Tombow does their system is they have a number system. They don't, for these type of pens, they don't have color names or anything on them. So that's why with the swatches, you'll see a bunch of numbers next to them. There is the brush end, which is, let me see if I can see that brush end, which is really nice. And then it has a pointy nib end, which is great. Water-based, like I said, and they don't bleed through the paper, which you are going to see. Excellent. So I swatched out all the colors. So right off the bat, again, no bleed through, which is incredible. So this is Happy Planner, just regular Happy Planner paper. This is the Practice Make Perfect to practice your hand lettering, which is something that I want to get more into in 2021. So I got this paper for it. And yeah, so I use these pens in my planners all the time. They don't bleed, but yet they're so vibrant and colorful. They're just beautiful, beautiful pens. So right off the bat, I mean, I guess we can just go through the different colors. And you could see, I'm actually gonna zoom you guys in so you could see probably a little bit better. So I zoomed you guys in so you can see a little bit better, and a better look at the colors. So the first pens I swatched were the blues. So right off the bat, you can tell that there are a couple of the lighter blues that seem to be pretty similar, like the 491 and 451. Very, very similar. Even the 291 over here. This is more of a green blue than these two, but they're very, very similar. I want to say even the 535 and the 555 are pretty similar as well, just to the naked eye. But other than that, there's a fairly good amount of green blues, true blues, definitely a good range here of the blues, and I'm happy about that. Greens, really, really good range, I think, for the greens. There's a lot of yellow greens, more neutral greens, true greens, just really, really pretty. And just at first glance, I can't really tell that there are any really similar ones, I guess. I mean, I guess 098 maybe might be similar to 027, but not, because 027 is pretty darker. So yeah, I think there's a good range here. And then you get the yellows. Off the bat, you could tell 062, 131, and 090 are all pretty similar. I feel like if you're not going to get this full set, I feel like you don't need all three of these. Just kind of the same situation with the blue up here. This 993, 991 are fairly similar. 991's a little bit like a shade, like a tad lighter. and even 985, I think that's a 9. I can't even read my own handwriting. 985 and 993 are pretty, or 985 and 993 are pretty similar as well. So with the yellow, like orangey shades, I feel like there's a lot of similarities going on. And then you get to the pinks. There's a pretty good range of pinks. Now here's kind of where I get a little bit disappointed, honestly, is the reds. So at first glance, these three, I mean, they look very similar to me. 845, let me see. I think 856 is more of a blue red. 845 is more of a true red, and 835 is more of like an orangey red, it looks like. But it's really hard to tell because I feel like these two are very similar. 885 is like a pinkish red, and then 847 is definitely a blue red. And that's pretty much it, besides these bluer, more purpley red colors here too with the red. So I'm not a big fan of the red selection, if we're being 100% honest, but they did kick it up a notch. If you are a purple fan, they have some really pretty purples here for you. The 665 is absolutely stunning. I love that color. And 685, again, very similar. This one's a little bit darker, a little bit more blue, but pretty similar. And even like 623 and 603 are pretty similar as well. But even this gray purple is really, really gorgeous. They have some really stunning purples. And then you get to the tans and like the neutral orangey colors. And again, if you are writing 910, 800, they're so light. 990, very, very light, very faint. It's really hard to tell on the paper. Like 969, 899 are pretty similar. This one's more of a true brown than this one. It's more of like I guess like a yellowy brown. I think these two are the same. That's why this one's not labeled. I think by the end of it, my hand was starting to really hurt. So I'm just like, oh, I'm grabbing the same one. And then you get to kind of like the blacks and the grays. So I think your true black is going to be the N15 is more of like the darkest black here. This is more of like a gray black. And then you got the oranges, which there's not that many, but then you kind of had yellowy orange shades here. So I guess it kind of made up just so for comparison purposes there. But this is like a true orange. 925 is like a true orange, whereas this is more of like a red orange here. And then you have a good selection of cool, warm, and neutral grays. I think the grays are pretty spot on as well. And then you got this purpley shade N60, which is really pretty too. So yeah, so those are the swatches of the pens. Let me try to see. I'll grab a color, just like a random. Really like this purple color. So you can kind of see. Okay, so you can see how it writes. Now my handwriting's not the best, but like it's very, very, very smooth. I don't know how to do like cursive or any fancy hand lettering whatsoever, so just putting that disclaimer out. I'm working on it though. It's a 2021 goal of mine for sure. I just want to give you a comparison of how thick the lines are on both ends. So then you got like just the nib end is very, you can tell the thickness between the two ends there. And again, no bleed through, which is fantastic. And now it's pressing down. Let me, you know what? Actually, while we're doing this, let's do a little test. So I will grab a dark color and then I'll press down really hard to see, kind of just to see what happens. I guess I could do maybe like a red. I feel like reds tend to bleed. All right, so I'll push down pretty hard. I don't want to like ruin the nib. Oh, that noise. Anybody else get bothered by that noise? It's like nails on a chalkboard. Okay, so I pressed down pretty hard, and you could see a tiny bit of like shadowing, a little bit of shadowing, but if I put the paper down flat, you can't really tell. So these pens are awesome. They're so great. Yeah, you can't really tell. And I pressed down like really hard, as you can see. That is like a true red. Yeah, so that is my review. So do I think that, you know, you need the whole set? If you love color and you love pens, I think it's an awesome set, especially if you can find it on a Groupon deal, which is what I did. Maybe like a year and a half ago. I've had them for a while. They're still going strong. I've never had to replace any of them. Knock on, this isn't wood, but we're gonna knock on it anyways. But if you do need to replace them, they're open stock, so that's a plus. You know, if you run out of one of your favorite colors or ones that you use all the time, you can just go on the Tombow website, open stock. I believe they have them on different websites as well. I'm not 100% sure on that, but obviously Tombow will have them open stock, so that's great. And then let's do a quick, just a paper mate. That's just a paper mate, so you can just see. So see how thin that is too, even compared to, I feel like even compared to the nib end of the pen. Yeah, it's definitely thicker. It's definitely thicker and longer. So yeah. So would I recommend them? Absolutely. If you love to write, if you love color, they're water-based, they're fun, they're functional, they feel good in the hand. I tend to have some tendinitis sometimes. I never have an issue with these pens, so they're great. So I think that's going to be it for this video. So thank you for hanging out and doing somewhat of a little bit different type of video. I will put it out like this, so for comparisons. And if you don't already follow me on Instagram, consider following me over there. It's Chris Creates Plans. I link it down below in my description. I post whatever I do on YouTube, plus a couple of, not a couple, but I post pretty much every day on there. I do planner spreads that I don't videotape for YouTube on there as well. So yeah, consider checking me out over there, and I will see everybody in the next video. Bye guys.